This is a movement. I love what I do. This is America here, baby. This is great. I love it. Here we go, baby. I'm going to help you be successful. That's my job. Believe it. I've been doing this 27 years. That's a fact. Disney ESPN ain't going to help you because none of them know the right side. Trust me, they know nothing. Let's kick their ass. They don't know the damn thing about handicap. And I'm coming after you, Disney. I'm the guru. I'm Sportsguru.vegas. That name was earned by picking winners. That's how it works. Make no mistake, I'm here to win. Absolutely. Here to win. Good afternoon, gurus. Post Super Bowl Sunday. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh jeez. Over at the Mirage yesterday, had a lot of fun there, and got to meet some new people and sign up some people for the show, and so that was a good thing. And it's fun of them, really. As you guys might agree, welcome to the new Twitter and the new TikTok followers. Welcome to the show as well. We had more people watching. I wanted to. It's our first Super Bowl show, so I felt that was important to. I guess I have my bets up here already. We'll get into those in a second. Well, there they are, gurus. I'm doing the technical on the show, so sometimes it doesn't go as beautifully as it should. But what I want to make sure what I'm showing you guys is you keep going no matter what, and really the content is much more important than the. Of course, we want to have a good show, right? Good quality, and we have reason. We have when things go right, you can hear and see me, and that's good. But what matters is the content, and I think that's why I started the show. I mean, these people have a lot of money behind network money behind them. So they have good, they have nice facilities that they shoot out of their shows out of. So but they have scripts they have to follow. With big money comes, you have to follow what the money tells you to do. And this show, the reason I started this show is because what I believe is important to know and understand, not just about sports but about everything, is we generally get censored, So, and that's the way it is. That's the times we're living in for some, and I'm not going to accept that, right? Like I'm not going to accept that. We all matter. We all have a voice. Some people don't want to be in the public eye, don't want to put themselves out there. And I've never been like that. I moved to Vegas in 1998, and I've always met people in the sports books, giving out picks. And it's just second nature to me that I've always done this, gurus. I started this show because it's hard to do that now. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm having a lot of success when I go out there. And I'm meeting some really passionate people who love sports just like we do. And they're following Guru now because you should, right? We hit the Super Bowl yesterday. We're going to talk about that. I did post the games. I'll bring them back. But I think, Gurus, one thing about a show, and I've talked to you since the beginning, this is our 11th, I think we're almost on our 12th week. We might be on our 12th week. The first week, I really don't count hardly. Nobody even knew we were out here. And then it took me, I haven't been on the social, I've been posting on my games videos on X and TikTok for the last, I think we're working on 8 weeks, 8 or 9. So I haven't even been on those platforms as much as I believe it took about 4 weeks. So probably only 8 weeks really that I can count being out there, because the first 4 weeks we were focused on doing this show. And one thing I learned is you have to do both, right? The show matters, What also matters, though, is having a conversation. And if I'm wrong, then how come these other shows are doing so well? And they're not helping you pick winners; they're helping you pick losers. They don't know how to win. They're entertainers, right? Now, they are sports enthusiasts like we are, gurus. Okay, so they love sports. I'm not determining their love for the game, or but to be a professional handicapper and make money at this takes a tremendous amount of experience. You can't just, I'm giving you that right now. Bottom line is, look at our percentages we've taken off since Thursday. It's been phenomenal. And it's supposed to be that way. That you don't know what's going to happen when you start betting. I told you that you could bet more on the straight, but I did tell you to continue betting the round robin. That's smart because we made more money on straight money if you did that, and you made the same almost. It's not much different, and you have to. And you see with a run like this, we're talking. I think we're what at 28-7 or something like that. That's very impressive. So when you get a run like that, you want to maximize your profits by doing as many parlays and round robins as you can. Kind of like option trading. If you're in the world of stocks, options are very similar to what we're doing here with these round robins. And I think that adds another aspect of the show. It makes the investing aspect more interesting. And I think that's good. I think that's good. Um, and I want to just talk about the game real quick, and then we'll get into that. We have 2 round robins today. We're going to get into those. But this game, Gurus, was spectacular. Okay. I've been watching, I talked about it on the show yesterday. I'm as old as the Super Bowl. So at 65 is when I was born, and that's when they played the first game. And so I've always been able to compare that. That's pretty interesting how that works that way. And we always can tie our birthdays into an event that, history will never, you always reflect on. But anyway, for this situation, that's how, because, Dean and I grew up always watching the Super Bowl. That was a big deal for us, for everyone, all my friends. And so it was special. It's a special time. And I wanted to embrace that. So I was really glad I was able to go out and meet some people. And we watched the game at the Mirage, a nice hotel. They were very, friendly. I want to thank again the Las Vegas. I've lived here since '98, and they did a phenomenal job of putting this on. And it's going to come back, I bet you, within 4 years. I bet you'll see that because we have all the facilities to handle it. And people I talked to were, even the people in the casinos that I was talking to, they said the ticket prices were too much, but they just came and didn't go. They usually come just to Vegas anyway for Super Bowl. Some of them I met. It's a ritual for them. And in this case, they didn't go to the game because it was too, and that's okay. Because they had, the game was amazing. I don't care if you were there or not. I wasn't there. I watched. And personally, I've been to a lot of games, and I can tell you, not Super Bowl gurus. I could have gone. I'm usually really busy, as you can see at this time of the year. And you can tell Guru's tired still because I went Friday night. I went out Sunday night. Guru's getting a little older, right? But, you got to have some fun. And I talk about on the show celebrating wins, right? You must celebrate wins, Gurus. You have to because when you get them in this business, this is a tough line of work. You want to celebrate, and this is a Super Bowl. Now, the I went over the props with Mark. Looks like we went 2-2, but we won that. We won the turnover thing or two. He said he got 1.5. I don't know what he's doing. I couldn't find it, Guru. So maybe you found it. If you found that, please send me a comment. I want to know if you found that because I told you to bet that the over and interceptions, but I don't know. Mark said it was a half, but I don't think one sounds more one sounds more like it than a half. But whatever, we did okay. Let's see. Do I have him from yesterday? I think I got rid of him, but I believe I know we hit the Jurasek over in the catches. Matter of fact, he caught a pass in the first quarter. So we hit that. And then we had Purdy over 12 and a half. I had said he had 13 yards. I'll have to check again on the ticket I have. I was out, and it's fun, Gurus, at this time. You got to celebrate. You know what? I would have celebrated even if we lost, but it wouldn't have been as nice. But I'll tell you, I still would have. It's still a great moment. There's a lot of tourists out of there having a lot of fun, and that's great. That's exciting. And I felt their energy. I met a lot of wonderful people, and I want to say hi to you guys again. I hope you joined me on the show today. I told you to. But the game was amazing. Okay, we had the Chiefs, as you know. Told you to bet the money line. I hope you did. And Mark was telling me that they lost a middle linebacker, not a linebacker went down for. And Mark's chatted something here. Let's see if you remember. Okay, right. That's just okay. Okay, I'll get that off there. All right, we're going to go into the round robins here. Mark was sending me something about the show as a technical issue. I think on my lights I can put on here. You guys give me a second, but let's do this real quick. Let me put this round robin up, then I'm going to grab these lights, turn these lights on real quick. Not that it mattered, but you can see it didn't really matter a whole lot. But the way my kitchen is, the light comes down through a ceiling light, so it actually looks lit. Right now, it's about the same, but when the sun crosses, it would change. But what the hell? I don't think it really matters. That's why he brought up that there's some lighting, and I said, all right, just for the viewing audience. But again, Gurus, get back to the content, which is what I just put up here. We have the NBA. We have the Sixers. Now, Sixers are at Cleveland, and they don't have Embiid, but they are giving us 10.5. You can buy that to 11 if you want. Take the 10.5. It's up to you. I think the Sixers can cover this spot. They've won. They've struggled, obviously, when Maxey was out, but they're doing okay. That's a good number for us. They have. I like their coach for Nurse, the coach for Toronto. He won a ring, right, with Leonard at Toronto. So I like the guy. I think, he gets his team to play no matter what the situation is. And I'm going to go back to the Super Bowl, but let's talk about this since I had to fix my lighting. And I wanted you guys to look at the round robin because that's, we're here for the games, Gurus, but part of why we're here is to celebrate when we win. And also, my feeling, I've been doing this for a long time, and as far as a gambling aspect's concerned, I've been gambling on the Super Bowl for 25 plus years in a row, and consulting clients upon the game. So this isn't just something I'm very knowledgeable and experienced at it. So I think if these idiots on ESPN are going to talk, then certainly the Guru's going to talk about it. What do these guys know? Now, in relation to the game, I heard one guy say, Booger, I think it was Booger, yeah. He's with Berman, and he did say something that I said it on the show yesterday. I said, I think the Niners are a better team, but I'm going to bet the Chiefs because of Mahomes. And I heard that on the ESPN last night. I said it on the show before the game because I believed it's true. And if you look at the game, Gurus, you saw that in the first half, the Niners had a better scheme, right? They were playing, I think, a little harder, meaning they gave it their all. And when they kicked the field, I won't fill in every gap, you guys know it. But when they got that field goal, the Chiefs at the end of the first half, it brought the game within one score. And whenever you're playing Mahomes and it comes down to one score, the game seems to change. It's almost like you're worried when you're ahead, right? So, and they get a field goal, the Chiefs. They make it 10-6. Right now, I was hoping they would score. They fumbled. Pacheco fumbled in the red zone, but that was in the first half, I believe. And then he threw a pick later on, Mahomes. I don't know, the game. I'm actually taped it again, so I'm gonna watch it again in my living room, but focused. Remember, I was talking to a lot of people yesterday, gurus, sitting at the bar. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, I knew I was going to be distracted a little bit. So I don't have what I do. I saw most of the game though. And from what I know, when it was 10-6, I think he threw the pick at 10-3. If someone wants to remind me of that, they can. But bottom line was I think it was the second half, he threw a pick. I think, tell me, Goose, if I'm wrong, early in the third quarter. And I was concerned the game might not do well for us because we got the Pacheco turnover now. But we did bet the turnover, the interception, so it helped us in one way, according to Mark. Um, so with that being said, they ended up getting that punt right when the ball. So the randomness. Remember, Gurus yesterday. Excuse me. I was talking to you about the randomness of sports and logic, right? So logic would say the Niners played well enough to win the game. But what about that play where the ball kicks off the returner's coverage's foot and then bounces around and the Chiefs get it in the red zone? So that's called randomness, gurus, right? And randomness is like an automatic filter in my brain. So my brain is filtered for randomness because I've done this for so long. It automatically kicks into what a random percent situation will be, and therefore, do I have something more favorable than randomness? Right? We hopefully win with that kind of bet, but again, we've seen that can be choppy at times. We did hit Nevada our last game. I thought Nevada would take care, but that wasn't an easy game. We went overtime, Gurus. But that was our last. But before that, we were chopping. So that's why it's more random. But when you go on a run like we're on right now, you're just putting together good, bets. Takes, I was 8 hours. I was looking at these games Saturday. So takes a long time to do them properly and put them in the right order for you guys. If you notice, we hit 2 round robins and the other two we lost, I believe. One I went 2-1, but I know we won two. Therefore, you're going to have a winning day when that happens. And that works out. So, and then we hit the Super Bowl, and I think we split the props yesterday. But I wanted to have fun with those props. It's a ritual for me. I've always bet props. I do release them too, as well. I've released them to former clients. I've always been more focused on the game. I was due to probably win this game. I had the Eagles last game because I thought Mahomes' injury would be enough. And you know what? It almost was. This game reminded me, it was a defensive version of what I saw last year, right? The only difference is it was a high scoring game. This was a great defensive game. Fantastic game. I'm going to, to me, better than Philly, but Philly was good also in its own way. It had a lot of scoring. And if you notice, Guru's hurt, fumbled in that game, unforced fumble, and that ended up costing. That's the margin of victory. You can't have any errors with this guy. He's going to come back and beat you. He's just like Brady, Gurus, but he's a better quarterback athletically than Brady. But I believe they're both great. And when, to me, I look at the greatest, Brady. I think he was on McAfee's show, and they asked Brady, "Who do you think's, what do you think about when you think of you and Mahomes?" And he said, "You know what? We're just who we are." And you know how I took that? He wasn't trying to say I'm better. He doesn't need to say that, Brady, because he probably, if you go by rings, but he's played a lot longer. But does he think he's better? Of course, Brady thinks he's better, right? And of course, Mahomes thinks he's better. But that's what makes them great, Gurus. I think I'm better. I'm proving I'm better than most handicappers. Maybe all of them. That's my goal. Let there be no doubt. Do I think I am? Of course, I better think that, or I better not start a fucking show, right? You must think that way, but you also have to deliver. You can't just talk out of your ass. We got two great players that don't talk much. They just keep winning. They don't say very much. They talk a lot on the field, gurus. Mahomes chatters a lot. He talks. I love this. To me, I love Mahomes for everything he can do on the field, but it's also what he says and how he motivates his players on the field. I've been watching a lot of shows about him because I'm fascinated by this kid. He's a tremendous player. He's always been a great player and a football player, obviously, and a good vet. Probably could have played Major League Baseball. Um, and he won again. There you go, gurus. And you know what? I'm going to finish with this because I want to finish these basketball. But this game deserves its moment. Okay. And the Niners played the very best they could, gurus. And I wanted to say to the Niner fans, because I used to live in the Bay, my late wife is from there. So I have a strong connection to the Bay, and I've always been a Niner fan before I became a Raiders fan because I live here now. And my team, of course, I'm Raider Nation. I have to be. Especially when the games come, I'm out there with my Raider Nation fans, wearing my gear. That's how it works. Um, but gurus, that you have a lot to be proud of. I think Purdy, Mark and I went over our top 10 on the NFL quarterbacks. And again, I'm not going to get into that today, maybe and tomorrow, perhaps. But I have Purdy probably at 10, maybe 9 or 10. He could be. Depends where you put Bear for Herbert for the Chargers. I'm not sure yet. See, what I do is I ask the question: what if Herbert, I don't know how to say his name. What if he was on the Niners? Would they have beat the Chiefs yesterday? That's a fair question to ask. He can scramble, not as well as Purdy, but he can run. And I think the answer is yes, and I'll tell you why. He's taller. Look how many blocked passes Purdy had. Too many. It happens too often in every game. They already know, stick your hands up. He's going to throw it into your hands. And it happens just enough every game that they don't cover as a favorite in the playoffs, but they can't win when they need to, gurus. And yesterday, what did I say on my show? And I want to thank you for coming on. I need a lot more followers, gurus. What did I say? I said, we're betting the Chiefs because of this quarterback. That's it. And who cares why? As long as you win the damn game, for Christ's sakes. Right? That's all that matters. But you have fun, gurus. It got tricky. We had all that decent money on this game. Okay. I'm sure all of us. And I got a little nervous. I'm smart with my bets. The Super Bowl, I always bet a little more on. I do. It's just traditional. I feel that way. Doesn't mean it's right, but it's not as best as my best bet in these sports. Never. It's always about the same. So I got a little nervous, but I did reminded myself what a great game this was and what a great moment this is. Because you know what, gurus? For 4 hours, we got to get away from all the stupidity in this world. And we got to focus on greatness. Because what we saw yesterday was two great defenses. Phenomenal plays these guys are making. Tackles that are just fundamentally solid by the greatest athletes in the world. They are. I applaud you. I applaud you, Warriors. You played it fantastic, both of you. And I want to say Kelsey's might be the greatest tight end of all time. Look how many yards he gets after the catch. He's crazy. He never drops the ball. He's just, and I don't like his politics or his girl, but who cares? I bet the Chiefs. And I want to say to him, you're the best I've ever seen in this position. I can split the two up. I salute you. Forget it. You dominated again against a great defense that's fast. You do it no matter who you play. Kelsey, in my opinion, gurus, is the greatest tight end I've ever seen, ever. And I want to applaud him. And I think Mahomes, before we're done, I'm going to tell you from a physical standpoint, he's the greatest I've ever seen. But he's not the greatest. I don't care who's the greatest. I believe Brady will always be with anyone else because how can you put anyone ahead of the guy? And he lost to Mahomes already, but he was young. I give you that. But anyway, who cares? I think Mahomes, Brady, Montana, these are the three greatest quarterbacks I've ever seen play, Gurus. We could go a little further. We don't need to. Let's go over the rest of these games. Okay, the Spurs are at Toronto. And hopefully, Guru, they lost earlier, this team. Hopefully, the Toronto's had a lot of transitional changes. Get this out of there. And so we're hoping, the Spurs have kind of been a team that's been together. It is kind of a pain in the ass traveling to Canada, I'll give you that. But I like the Spurs. I think that number's reasonable at 6.5. Try to get 7. I did. You should be able to buy it. They can handle this team. Wamby's averaging a double-double. He's gone up. He's over 20 a game now and over 10 rebounds. But he's out over 3 block shots too now. Now, I'm contending. I think I'm going to see it. Now, I think he'll average for sure a double-double the rest of his career. That's no doubt. I'm thinking triple-triple. That means he'd have to average 10 blocks. That's a lot. But I know what he's going to average. He's going to average over 10 blocks and assists combined. That's easy. He will. And I think before it's done, he's going to do some amazing things. He's learning the game, Gurus. Let's hope the Spurs get there today. That's a good number. And then we're playing a small, I think this is a SWAC conference, Southeast Louisiana, on the money line. And it's optional money line. What does that mean for you new viewers? We take the points, but you can also back it up with a straight bet, with a money line straight and money line round robin. There's nothing wrong with that. 10%, I think, is reasonable on this. You're already betting the money line in Southeast Louisiana, so you don't need to do that. In my opinion, just play the money line. You can lay, but it's on the road. You might want to bet them. I'm just playing the money line. I've been doing this for a long time, so the easier I make it on myself. But Sixers can win this game. I think without Embiid, it's going to be a tough ride for them. So, but again, you can throw 10% down on that. Why not? And let's go to the next one. This is a 4-teamer. So sometimes, Gurus, when I have 3-teamers, I'll do that. Sometimes I'll do 4. Now, again, when I talk about round robins, that's called an investment tool, right? That's like a parlay, but it has more sophistication, only meaning you can go 2-1 and not lose money. You may make money on a minus 110, 120, 130, 140, I think it goes to. So that's an advantage. You don't want to lose money going 2-1 in this business. That's why I promoted the round robin from the very beginning. Because, there's some people that like to put a parlay in a day, and I got nothing against them, their intelligence or anything. Some people like to throw a $5, 5-teamer, 6-teamer, and there's nothing wrong. That's their money, and they win sometimes. It's none of my business, but we're here to compete. In my opinion, you compete by investing properly. So my recommendation has been since last week is to bet more on the straight bet, because we have more bets and it's harder. It gets a little more difficult for me to match them up. That doesn't mean I can't, because I'm still doing a good job for us. That's my job. But it makes it a little more, the more volume, the better. But sometimes, so far we're doing fine. Right? We won over Saturday. We won Sunday and Friday and Thursday. So we're doing fine. But just keep doing what you're doing, Gurus. Hang in there. Obviously, we're going to keep you keep coming on the show, right? We go over these games, and this is the next one. We're going to lay the 8 at Grambling at home. Numbers, this is a SWAC conference. They're the top team in their conference, so they're not going to get – there is no automatic bid, Gurus, as you guys know, in the smaller conferences. But that doesn't mean they're not playing with it. See, these smaller conferences, some of them have home court advantage if they win their conference. You have to be aware of that. That helps a little bit because you want to make sure no one gets complacent here. But I think if that's the case with Grambling, then you, and again, they're tied with another team. So there's a lot of ego involved, right? There's ego with sports consultants, there's egos with gamblers, right? Everyone's a professional, everyone knows better. But I always give respect, gurus, to the people I meet. I obviously exude a lot of confidence. Some people take that the wrong way, but I don't. I think it's just understanding, you've done the work. You've done the work before. You know where you stand. You know what your background is. You know what you can offer. And I would rather deal with a confident person than a not confident person. And if you mix that up, if some want to mix that up with anything else, well, that's up to them. But I would just look at what the content here. We're kicking ass. I don't have to be any. I'm the same person that's on there when we don't have a winning day or week. Not that the same guy, because I understand why we're here. We're here to what have I always said, gurus? We're here to have fun. You got to have fun. Look, what if they didn't make that 4th and 1, the Chiefs, in overtime, right? We all were worried about that. They have a great defense. But what do? They run a read option. And how fitting is that, gurus? How fitting is that? We are watching exceptionalism here at its finest, gurus. And I want you to think about this. Take this in now, because this world's changed a lot. We got to get back on track here. There's some things that we got to get back to united. We got to get back as a country to being respected abroad and at home. We got to bring that back, gurus. And so I want us to appreciate, though, the greatness in the game. And I think you all do. That's why you're here with me. Because it's all, yes, we need to win money, we need to compete, but we're there to love the game and appreciate the effort. Now they're getting a lot of money, these players. They're not more than anything, but what they are is a great distraction. We were able to make a profit yesterday on them, gurus. So we got to enjoy the game from like enjoying a great painting, if you will, right? Or a great invention. We got to appreciate it and make some money. That's a blessing. And I'm gonna just really encourage you, remind you to grab onto that. This was a great day yesterday, and I really had a great day showing. This is our first anniversary in the Super Bowl, not our last. I'm going to be here every year with you, gurus. We're going to go big and we're going to go global. Just keep coming back. Share the show, comment, like, subscribe, share. You see it on the bottom there. We roll it the whole show. That's how you help me. Yeah, I got to get help with the show to keep it going, gurus. So let's get that done. So we had Grambling. We think they're going to compete and cover today. It's just a weak team they're playing, and they should take care of them. Nicholls State getting 3 at home. We lost this team earlier in the year, so hopefully, we can hold our own in this spot. This is, we'll see where they stand. Nicholls. That's a very interesting matchup. We're on the right side. We don't have to win, gurus. Rockets at home. Okay, they're playing the Knicks. So the Knicks, we know, have a couple players out right now. They're coming off a long winning streak, and we kind of hope that works in our favor today. Okay, so we're getting 3.5 at home, a lower number, but the Rockets are solid, right? They're trying to compete, gurus. Still, they're not out of it yet. They've fallen behind. They're a young team. That's not surprising. Young coach, But, gurus, we're going to take him at home today, getting the points. I think they'll compete in this game. They still have a couple guys out in their rotation, the Knicks. So I think they compete at home today, the Rockets. And then we're going to take the Clippers. Now, this game's kind of interesting. I'm betting this game because I think the Clippers have this game circled. And I think they want to prove this team's number one right now. And I want to take my hat off. A-Rod's part owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves. and they're already in first place. That says a lot about his yeah, whatever you think about A-Rod, right? Right? We don't have to have that conversation. I mean, it's not necessary right now, gurus, but I will say this. I think he's a very good baseball analyst. And when baseball comes around, we'll talk about that. I plan on doing a show. It might not be every day, gurus. We'll see, though. God, only God knows, right? I love baseball, and we had a winning season. I don't like the extra interleague matchups they have, but I think I can adjust to them better now. We'll see what happens. But let's to finish this out. Clippers money line. So I think they have something to prove here. I think this year, this is obviously the best Clipper team we've seen, right? With Harden. And Harden doesn't matter, right? And I think if you understand that Harden doesn't matter, then Harden's not going to hurt your team. All he has to do is like follow Leonard, who's really playing top five, top three basketball in the league. And he's exceptional, this player. We all know that. What he did to get through the playoffs and win the championship, spectacular. He's a very special player, Leonard. And when he's right now, he's arguing he's playing one of the best in the league. I'm interested to see what the Clippers do tonight. They were pretty hot. They're due to kind of cool down, kind of like the Knicks have. But let's see what they do at home in this game. Do they need the game? They don't have to win. Are they highly motivated? They did lose to this team earlier, so they better motivate them, right? We better hope that the line's a little thick. Now, I put the money line on here because it's 190, which for this spread isn't bad. To eliminate 4 points for 190, I think is a fair trade in this business. That's why I put that as the primary bet. Obviously, this is a 4-team round robin. Now, gurus, I'll remind you what I said last week. Your primary bet's the straight bet. You can continue that. You can continue with just betting the round robin. I told you that's what I did. But even I started going to straight bets. I had to. One of the reasons they were influencing my bets too much, meaning I was more focused on finding 3 bets than just being satisfied with 2. So I had to change my thinking. And when I did that, we started doing a lot better. And that's why it helped us. But I wasn't feeling well for a few weeks. That set us back. So, but I'm doing better now, gurus. I think we see that in these games. So let's go back. And I'm glad we got a chance to talk about the Super Bowl because gurus, I could do an hour show on that game. That's how phenomenal it was. I'm so, gurus, I'm 58 years old now. And with all the crazy things in the world, me having the virus so many times in 3 years, I almost died in 2020. Why do you think it's taken me so long to do this show? Because I wasn't feeling well. So now that I finally can start this show on a routine basis and be here and do it took me 8 hours to do this work, gurus. 2 on Friday night, and 6 on Saturday. That's a lot of work. By nagging, it's hard on the body, but you got to do it. And I know how to do it. Mark knows how to help me do it. And that's how we get it done for you guys. But you can't change the work that's involved. Experience doesn't matter. You have to do the work. And I'm doing it for nothing for you right now. Just a subscription and a share, gurus. And I'm glad that we're having success. That's what I came on this show to help you guys with, empower you. But if something happens to Guru tomorrow, at least you'll have more understanding of what you're doing now, I hope. So I think here we're going back. We got the Sixers road. We like that number. Try to buy to 11 if you can. These 2 teams, they battle. It's the East. And the Sixers have a good coach. So I think they're going to compete in this game. And Cleveland's going to cool off. And everything goes in trends, gurus. But Cleveland's a very good team, and that's why they're making this 10.5. They've been on fire lately. A very good team. They can score a lot of points, and most of their players are back. So, but we're going to take those points. Spurs, +7. We think because of all the changes on Toronto, this is going to help San Antonio. They've been together. That should they know who they are. So I think I like the points. Buy it to 7 if you can. This is a small conference, Southeast Louisiana on the money line. I think it's a SWAC. Oh, that's on the road. Forgive me. Yeah, a SWAC team on the road, I believe. And we believe this is a reasonable bet. So we want to get that out to you. We've been very well. We've been good in everything. When you've gone, I think we're at 27 and 6 or something. I don't even know, 28 and 6. But whatever, these are all fair. We're talking about minus 120s, 130s, 110s. So the numbers are the numbers. So follow the guru, follow the videos. I send them out on TikTok and Twitter X. I'll be doing that later today. And this is the next one. This is a 4-teamer. And again, I just do this to make it, present it to you like this, gurus. So you can bet it like this. And I'm recommending you do. But, you have your own. I want you to understand, bet smart, bet straight if you can, back it up with the round robin. That accelerates to all these wins we've had. We anticipate to keep winning. That's we have a formula. I know how to switch when necessary, strategies if necessary, not switch, but you have to know how to, right, look at games at every way and be willing to bet anyway, every time, or you won't win. You have to be flexible to everything that's going on. And each day understand that, just stay within understand who you are. Try to learn from your mistakes. That's how Guru did it. And you spend a long time. I have a filter. Understand, Gurus, I have a 20, 30 year, 25 plus year filter in my head. And as soon as I start doing these games, boom, it kicks in. That's the way it works. And I'm grateful. And I worked hard for this. I'm smart. We're all smart. But, you have to sacrifice a lot to get there. I'm glad I did it. So here we go. We have Grambling, where hopefully they take care of business today. The 8, Nicholls State, home dog, home +3. Again, we like our home dogs. We've had good success this year with them, gurus. And, so we got the 3 there. Rockets, it's 3.5. They have to buy to that because they're betting heavy money on and I think that's just because of the injuries that the Knicks are dealing with right now. We're losing point value, gurus. I don't like that, but buy it up to what you can. 3.5. Just get over that 3 for sure. And hopefully their player personnel problems take us over on this game. And if we bet a round robin 4-teamer, which I'm recommending here, and we hit that it really accelerates your profit, gurus. And we've hit one of those. I think we hit it a week or 2 ago. And then the Clippers on the money line. Now, Clippers are -4, so you can also lay that if you want, -3.5. If you can get 3, much better. That's it. But I would just recommend, if you have to buy a whole point, might as well just keep the money line. But that's up to you, guys. Right now, we've been winning it pretty aggressively on both bets. I think we have another chat here. Oh, here we go. Patrick Malone. Somebody just spelled that. Here, hold on. Is a goat in my book. So this comes from a family member. It's not about him, but compliments all his team. Great Super Bowl game. 49ers and Purdy did great. Had 2 or 3 great. Yes. Yeah, and that's what I talked about, Dean. That the Niners did the best they could. And I agree with you. The injury, Mark was talking about that. Because I couldn't hear the game. I was distracted for most of the game, gurus. I couldn't hear it that well. So I didn't know everything. I saw a picture of him being on the injured. I didn't know the extent. It's a whole nother level being in Vegas. You're distracted. It's great. It's beautiful. It's awesome. We have a great time. But yeah, I wasn't like in front of the TV. My brother was and Mark. So let's see. Yes, that's true, Dana. But all compliments. Great game, I agree. And he did a great job. Right. And again, that could be my mom too. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, Dean's pick. So he does wants to be called Dean. Knights. He's going with AMCC. Okay, and he's taking the Nuggets and the Knicks. Okay. All right, Dino. Well, I have Houston, and I don't have the other game. I think that's a tough game, that Denver Milwaukee game. But I agree with you. They're not playing well with Rivers, so I don't know how to treat that game. But I think they're going to want it's a revenge to the Bucks. So I might bet that game, Gurus, if it's on, just to have an action on it. I do that stuff. Now you guys do that stuff too. We all do it. So the other game against you, Dean, on two of them. So we'll have to see how that works out. But if you have money line, you can win, and I can win on the Knicks. And I think they're 2.5 point. Oh no, I'm favorite. So you do have a point or two. So we'll have to see how that. Thanks for sharing that, Dina. And I put that up. Yeah, interesting. Okay, we're getting close in Guru. So we already shared both round robins, and Dean, I want to thanks for sharing on the show. And again, Guru is a great game that we've got to see and be a part of. I'm glad I did the show yesterday. That was a big for me, Gurus. When you're starting a show and you're starting out, right? You have to be everything to the show. And I get that, Gurus. This is my dream, okay? And I'm fulfilling it. So the dream for me is, yes, to have the success, but I already have that right now. I've already accomplished what most handicappers can't. I've won a lot of games. I think we're 28-6, something like, 28-7 at the worst. And that's good, but that's just a reminder to keep doing what I'm doing, work hard, make sure the games get done, make sure they get out to you guys in a reason. I want you to share this with your friends, right? This is going to be successful right now. They've seen things happening. This is unusual if you're betting like this. But you're dealing with a person has a lot of handicapping experience. And I'm sharing that with you now. I'm doing this to be a global podcaster. I want to be very successful. I want to get all the things success comes with. But Gurus, I'm at a spot in my life where I'm more interested in what I can give than what I can receive. But I do need enough to receive to give, and you need to help me with that, Gurus. So, hopefully we'll take care of that. But I'm doing my best to take care of my part for you guys. It's an honor to do this. It's a privilege. I've earned that privilege from being smart, working hard out here. And that's what I'm giving you guys. Nothing less. And we're MAGA, right? We're going to make America great again. So we are excellent. We're excellent, right? Look at the game we watch. Look at the team we watch. Exceptional. That's what we are. I posted on my Facebook a couple of weeks ago. We are exceptional people a month ago. You have to believe that about yourself. Start. If you're not, you got the guru here to remind you. And the numbers we're putting up here prove that. Right. But it's a fellow, we follow. People want to send their pics. My brother did. I'm open to that. As long as I can accommodate stuff on this show, of course I'll bring up the games. I don't know if I have to get the games I'm doing out first, obviously. That's why I'm doing the show. But I have no problems if there's time to, because it brings up other games. Maybe I forget some other games. Maybe Dean or other people remind me, hey, you need to bet this. Oh, you're right. Thanks. Or maybe the information that you share on your comments, right? Maybe that sparks some in the guru. Like, okay, oh, wait, let me take a look at this. Look, man, there's no one person. I have to have Mark helping me to be successful. You can't do this on your own, in my opinion. I think it's too much, but I think so what did I tell you, Gurus? I'm going to close the show now. Yesterday, I told you this, right? I said, if Mark and I are putting our scheme together, our strategy together for basketball. And I'm telling you, we all this experience, and you're seeing this. And then I tell you, what if your coach you're betting on, Reed and Spagnolia, Coach Spags, as they call him, I felt that connection, gurus, because I know when you mix talent, right, and you put it with years and decades of experience, and we're talking about these are the two greatest tandem of coaches, one of them ever. We have Parcells, and Belichick was a good one. So we're talking about exceptionalism here. And I'm trying to deliver that to you, gurus. And I'm doing a good job lately. I would have to agree with that. We got to celebrate when we win. So I want you to have fun with these games today. I'm going to post them on the platforms in a little after I take a break here. And then we're going to have some more fun today, gurus. I want you to come on the show. It's going to get busy tomorrow, through the rest of the college basketball. We'll probably have a show every day. And we want this show to get big. If Stephen A and these idiots can have all these viewers, I mean, give me a break. They can't pick their nose. He can't reach home plate, Stephen A, when he pitches. That's shameful. And that's not has nothing to do with his talent, but he doesn't bet. He tells people he doesn't bet. Why would you listen to someone like that? And ESPN, and I've been telling my gurus for at least a month, a minimum 6 weeks, that ESPN has a betting app. Download it and start taking their money. Put gurus picks on there if you want. That's all you have to do. And enjoy your life. Hang out with your family, right? Do what you got to do. Medicate if you need to. Life's great. Enjoy it while you can. And he wants you to come back tomorrow. We shoot live noon, 12 to 1. And I'm sure I'll have some more games to share with you guys. And thank you for being with Guru today. And subscribe if you haven't, please. It all helps my show. I'm going to be getting advertisers here shortly. I got to keep getting more people to subscribe and follow. I lost 3-4 weeks easy with the China virus and those ones that were going around, and that cost me. That's a crucial time of my business was going pretty good, but we're building it back up, gurus, again. And most importantly, we're getting the games out and we're winning at a very high clip. So that helps you become successful. It keeps you motivated. You're getting excited. And that's why I'm doing this. I want to change the perception people have. It's an honor to do this. I want you to be respectful of this, right? Bet what you can. Don't get nuts. I know we're hot. Good. We're going to keep winning, but just, be reasonable. I don't want that. I'm any financial institution, meaning any investment company has to say there's inherent risk. There is, gurus. You've known this. You've been with me the whole time. We've had to use inherent to lower the bets. Inherent risk means, if you're not winning, you better be careful. But we're doing very well now, and that's good. We work hard for that. But again, enjoy these games. This every day is a gift, gurus. It really is. I'm honored to do this, to have fun with you. This is all documented so that I can, show people, hey, the numbers don't lie. I met a lot of people, and I'll close with this, on who I met in the casino. He said, I like that I can see what you're doing lately. I like that I see how your picks. You're not just, and that's that reassurance people need, gurus. And that's why Guru is going to be the biggest in this business. That's a fact. And hopefully global. I want to reach the world as in the biggest way as possible. And then we will. Anyway, Gurus, I want to thank you for being here with me today. I love you guys. God bless you. Let's have another winning day. And